Hello. Yeah, same day. I'm actually just deciding to make a bunch of videos because I'm literally bored. It's raining. I think there's like a hurricane supposed to happen soon. And I got a new phone, so I'm using this really cool background, this really dramatic sepia, to the hell you want to, whatever it's called. So let me just try to situate myself better. It's kind of uncomfortable. Anyway, today now this video, I want to talk about heartbreak, I guess. And heartbreak comes in various forms. It's not necessarily romantic relationships. I've dealt pretty much with any heartbreak. I've dealt with heartbreak over family members. I've dealt with heartbreak over losing a friend um, in the physical world. I've dealt with lots and lots of betrayal. I've dealt with terrible, terrible breakup. And I just want to say that if you're going through this, it's more serious than people realize. I mean, so, first of all, if you're going through a unique situation, don't expect your friends to understand. I've had to learn this the hard way. I am blessed with many, many, many wonderful friends in my life. People who have really stuck by me. This has been a really rough year for me. Extremely difficult year for me. And I've had friends that have been by my side. I've had friends come and visit me from 2 hours away where I used to live back to where I grew up, just, because they knew I'm having a hard time. I've had friends that have messaged me, constantly asking, like, how are you doing? And I've been very lucky. I'm going through a lot of stuff, and I'm very lucky to have the kind of supportive friends that I have in my life. Very blessed. But I also have friends that have been less than helpful to me, who've told me things like snap out of your depression, get over it. Be happy, it's not that hard. I've gotten that too. My response at first was basically F you. Like, you don't know what I'm going through, and to assume that you know what somebody's going through is wrong, because, we're all on different paths, and like, when you're like obviously in like a kind of a depression or funk or whatever, you cannot just snap out of it. That's not the way depression works. And people who have this illness know that. But there are other people who have never at least really dealt with it, and really don't know that. So, sorry, I'm just moving all over the place here. So the first thing is how to deal with heartbreak. I guess I do have a couple words of advice, but mostly I'm going through it and haven't really been able to help myself completely to move on. I just want anybody there who's dealing with terrible things. And like I said, heartbreak is not necessarily romantic. I've had my heart ripped out from a best friend. A seriously terrible thing happened with me and a very good friend a long, long time ago. It ripped my heart out. I've had moments with certain family members that we were close, and then all of a sudden we weren't, and I didn't understand why. And myself right now, I'm going through a really difficult breakup. And I love this person, my ex, absolutely adore them. And it's very difficult for me to realize that we're both going down different roads. And it's been really a tough thing for me to deal with. So if you are dealing with heartbreak over an ex or a friend or family member, or you've lost somebody in your life in any kind of way, whether it's death or they just walked on or betrayed you or moved away. I have a best friend that actually is from Russia, and she and her husband live in Germany now, and she just came up to visit me. And I'm sad because I love her, and she's actually leaving to go back to Germany in a couple days, and I'm not going to be able to say goodbye because she's leaving like 2 days, and she is in New York City now, and it's, I'm not going to be able to get up there. But anyway, if you're dealing with this, first of all, I'm sorry, and you're not alone. You're not the only person who's going through bad times and heartbreak. There's been, I think, a lot of things happening in the world, and some people, I mean, I am not some kind of like astrological guru, or I'm not even, I have gotten into spiritual practice, but I'm not even a spiritual guru. But I will say that there are global shifts occurring, and a lot of it does have to do with what's going on astrologically. And also, more people are waking up, is a term that we say, like, oh, experiencing awakening and seeing the world for what it really is. And there's a lot of people and going through this, and it's a big time, a very scary but exciting time to be alive right now. Because so much is changing, there's so much happening, and we have all this technology, but at the same time, it's become somewhat of a problem at other times. So anyway, I'm going off topic again. I always do that. Anyway, heartbreak. That's right. It happens, and the best way to cope with it is to not cope with it. And that's a big deal for me because I have studied psychology and was even in graduate school for counseling. And I actually might go back to my program because I really do believe in the field and believe I can make a difference in the field. But still kind of debating on that. But that's hard for me to say because we're taught that whenever something bad happens, you have to coping skills. And I agree with them. You need to, like, if there's ways to cope definitely. But also realize that sometimes you're not going to be able to cope with certain things sometimes. I don't mean to be negative, but what I'm saying is I think that heartache teaches you something. And I think to medicate it or run away from it is doing ourselves a great disservice. Suffering is part of being human. I don't like it. I don't like it any more than anybody else does. But unfortunately, it is an essential part of living on the planet and being a human being. And it's not always fun. But I think the most important thing is that there are better days, most likely, that are going to come your way. Heartbreak is temporary. It is not permanent. And you have to remember that when you're going through serious stuff with people and your heart is broken for whatever reason. The feelings will subside. You will start to feel better, but it's just important for you guys to take care of yourselves right now. Do things that you normally wouldn't do. Take a nice long hot bath. Buy yourself. Honestly, I used to be really like, oh my God, about like my weight. Like, oh, I gotta be, whatever certain weight. And I gotta be super skinny. And I used to be really like that. And honestly, I've realized that although obviously being nutritious and exercising is very healthy and you should do it, sometimes when you're going through painful things, sometimes it's good to eat a freaking piece of pizza. Sometimes it's good to buy yourself, like I just bought myself like an entire cookie cake. It's really sad. Like, the really good chocolate chip cookie and it has like the frosting around it. Love those things. Just bought it. I did share it with my family a little bit, but not completely. What I'm just trying to say, and sounding ridiculous, is just, do fun things for yourself that you normally wouldn't do and treat yourself and be kind to yourself, nurture yourself. Obviously, don't go overboard with like the eating crap and, and just laying around in bed. But you need those moments. You need that time to sit and watch a sad romance while you're eating chocolate. You need the time to get over, and just not get over it, but let yourself process it. Pain is part of being a human being, and I don't like it any better than anybody else. But it is a part of being alive, unfortunately. And we need to deal with it. I mean, try to obviously cope in healthy ways, but also know that it's okay to feel what you're feeling, whatever emotions you're feeling. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel hopeless. It's okay. I mean, I don't want anybody to feel like that, but there are going to be times in your life where you will. And I just want you to know that don't beat yourself up and just try to just, know that you're not alone. And that's about all I've got. I'm dealing with a broken heart that's been kind of broken a million times in 1 year. Been kind of shattered and stomped on a lot this year, but I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. I'm still here. And even on the days where I didn't think I could make it, I've been making it. And you can make it too. And just let yourself process your emotions and don't be overly difficult on yourself. And that's all I wanted to say. Another long video. But I'm sorry, and I hope you guys feel better. And know that things get better, even though they don't feel like it now. Your heart, it will get better, but sometimes it takes a long time, which sucks because time takes time. And it really, really blows, but you will eventually start to feel better. And if you're going through it, I'm sorry, but please be safe and just know that it's going to be all right. As somebody always says, I always like to say, if it's not all right, it's not the end. So I don't, yeah, you're right. I don't really buy that bullshit either. But no, it will get better and you will feel better. And things always look up. They always do. The sun comes out eventually. It just takes a while. So hang in there.